26-year-old Nigerian man had been arrested in New Delhi, India, after police allegedly found 23.74 grams of MDMA in his possession during an intelligence-led operation targeting suspected drug trafficking. The suspect, identified as Chidera Jonathan, was arrested by the Anti-Narcotics Cell of the Central District Police following information about a Nigerian national allegedly involved in supplying drugs in the area. The arrest has also drawn attention to Jonathan's immigration status, as Indian authorities reportedly alleged that he had remained in the country after the expiration of his visa. According to an Indian news outlet, The Hawk, Jonathan was apprehended after police received a tip-off on Tuesday from an assistant sub-inspector identified as Satvi. The information allegedly indicated that a Nigerian national was involved in supplying narcotics within Delhi's Central District. Acting on the intelligence, officers reportedly planned an operation around the civil center in the Kambla market area. Police allegedly waited for the suspect at the location before moving in and arresting him. A search reportedly resulted in the recovery of 23.74 grams of MDMA. Indian police described the quantity as commercial, a classification that can carry serious consequences under the country's narcotics law. The discovery immediately turned the operation into a major drug investigation, with officers seeking to establish where the suspected narcotics came from and whether Jonathan was working alone. During questioning, Jonathan allegedly told investigators that he obtained the substance from another Nigerian national identified as Prince. According to the account, Prince is believed to reside in Tughlakabad Extension. Investigators are expected to examine the alleged connection between the two men and determine whether Prince was involved in supplying drugs to other individuals in Delhi. The police investigation could also establish whether Jonathan was allegedly acting as a street-level distributor or had a larger role within an organized drug network. The case has another significant element. Jonathan was reportedly also wanted under Operation Vista, an initiative targeting foreign nationals who allegedly remain in India after their visas expire. According to the report, Jonathan entered India in October 2024 using a medical visa. He reportedly traveled to the country as a medical attendant but remained there after his visa expired. His alleged immigration violation is now being examined alongside the narcotics allegations. Police reportedly questioned Jonathan about his activities in India and how he had been supporting himself after his visa expired. He allegedly told investigators that he became involved in drug trafficking because he needed money to meet his daily expenses. The allegation presents a picture of a foreign national who remained in India after the expiry of his authorized stay and subsequently became involved in an illegal activity. Authorities are expected to investigate the claim further and establish how long Jonathan had allegedly been involved in drug trafficking. They will also seek to determine whether his alleged activities were connected to other foreign nationals operating within Delhi. The arrest is part of a wider effort by Indian security agencies to tackle narcotics trafficking and monitor foreign nationals suspected of violating immigration regulations. Drug trafficking remains a major concern for Indian law enforcement, particularly where authorities suspect international networks are involved in the movement and distribution of controlled substances. The involvement of foreign nationals has also resulted in increased scrutiny of immigration records during narcotics investigations. Jonathan's arrest demonstrates how drug investigations can lead authorities to uncover other alleged violations, including overstaying visas. Operation Vista is reportedly being used to identify foreign nationals whose immigration status may have expired or who are suspected of remaining in India without valid documentation. Jonathan's alleged overstaying therefore became an additional issue after his arrest. The 23.74 grams of suspected MDMA recovered during the operation will also form a major part of the prosecution's case if formal charges are brought. MDMA, commonly associated with the illegal recreation drug market, is controlled under Indian narcotics legislation. The quantity allegedly recovered from Jonathan was described by police as commercial, potentially exposing him to significant criminal penalties if convicted. The exact charges Jonathan will face and the outcome of the case will ultimately depend on the Indian judicial process. The allegations made by the police have not, by themselves, established his guilt. Investigators are still expected to examine the evidence, including the seized substance, statements allegedly made during questioning, communications, and any link to the person identified as Prince. Police may also investigate whether Jonathan had previous contact with other individuals suspected of distributing narcotics. The case comes amid reports of several Nigerians being arrested in India over alleged drug-related offenses. Punch Metro recently reported the arrest of 4 Nigerian nationals in India over an alleged drug trafficking network. Narcotics estimated at approximately 2.1 billion naira were reportedly recovered during a series of operations involving Indian law enforcement agencies. Those operations reportedly involved the Narcotics Control Bureau, state police, and other security agencies. The reported arrests demonstrate the level of attention Indian authorities are giving to suspected international drug trafficking networks. Another report cited by Punch Metro from the Hindu said coordinated operations had targeted foreign nationals allegedly involved in drug trafficking and visa overstays. These developments have placed additional attention on Nigerian nationals living in India, particularly those suspected of involvement in narcotics offenses. For Jonathan, the investigation now goes beyond the alleged possession of MDMA. Authorities will reportedly want to know how he entered the alleged drug trade, who supplied him, how the drugs were distributed, and whether other individuals were involved. The alleged supplier, identified as Prince, could become an important figure in the investigation if police are able to locate him. Investigators may also examine whether the alleged supplier has links to a broader network operating in Delhi and other parts of India. The immigration investigation could also establish the circumstances surrounding Jonathan's stay in the country after his medical visa expired. His reported entry into India in 2024 and subsequent overstaying could provide authorities with additional information about his movements and activities. The case serves as another warning about the consequences of illegal drug trafficking and immigration violations abroad. Nigerian nationals living outside the country remain subject to the laws of their host countries, and violations involving controlled substances can attract severe penalties. As the investigation continues, Indian authorities are expected to focus on identifying other individuals allegedly connected to the suspected supply chain. They will also determine whether the drugs allegedly recovered from Jonathan were intended for personal possession, distribution, or a larger trafficking operation. At the center of the case is the 26-year-old Nigerian suspect, the alleged 23.74 grams of MDMA recovered during his arrest, and the identity of the person he reportedly named as his supplier. Jonathan will now face the Indian legal system as authorities work to establish the full circumstances surrounding the allegations. Until the court determines otherwise, the allegations against him remain unproven. For more updates, stay with us on News Express. I am Cassie Tony.